The man used a short knife to sharpen one end of a wooden stick. Once he felt it was sharp enough, he bent down and stuck the stick into a groove, using it as a handle to start pumping. He began to move it back and forth seawater. Inside, the yacht was soon being pumped out by hand, but with only one outlet. There was no way to remove all the water quickly. The older man soon got so tired he lay down on the deck, but his hands kept working non-stop. Even though his arms were numb, he had no choice but to keep pumping. He worked from morning until evening, and finally, all the water was out of the cabin. After using a mop to soak up the last of the moisture, a slight look of relief appeared on his face, but he still had more work to do. The large hole in the boat had to be fixed. Taking advantage of the clear weather, he quickly poured glue into a bucket and stirred the brown liquid hard until the two substances were fully mixed. Then he used a brush to apply the mixture to the damaged area of the boat to test if the homemade glue would hold. He had to wait 2 hours, having worked non-stop. He could barely stay awake, so he grabbed a can of food and started wolfing it down. Once he'd eaten and drunk enough, he saw that the glue was working. He tied a rope to himself and stuck fiberglass fabric over the hole. The once giant crack was now completely sealed up. The man returned to his room. He cleaned every corner of the place, waiting for the glue on the walls to set. Only then was the repair work finally complete. It wasn't until this moment that the man could fully relax. He leisurely picked up a novel to read. When dinner time came, he went to the kitchen, planning to treat himself to a good meal, but he discovered rainwater had leaked onto the deck. He sensed something was terribly wrong. He rushed up to take a look. The sight before him left him shocked. The sea surface was dark and ominous. A violent storm was about to hit. The man returned to the cabin and put on his raincoat. He climbed back up on deck, wanting to take down the sails to prevent them from being blown away by the storm. Unexpectedly, a fierce gust of wind struck, knocking the man flat to the ground. He still wanted to keep trying, but the waves crashed right over him, sweeping him into the sea. The man fought desperately to swim back to the surface. He struggled to climb back onto the boat, hiding in the cabin, hoping to rest for a moment. However, the storm gave the man no time at all. The boat began rocking violently, bouncing his exhausted body around until he felt dizzy. The man tried to lean against a cabinet to keep his balance, but the boat suddenly changed direction. He crashed headfirst into a mast and passed out cold. He didn't know how much time had passed. When the man woke up from unconsciousness, he discovered in despair that cracks had appeared in the boat again. Seawater was continuously flooding into the cabin. The man looked around helplessly. He found that the seawater would soon submerge the entire yacht. There was no way he could save it by himself. The man had no choice but to temporarily abandon the yacht. He took shelter in the life raft first, planning to figure something out after the storm ended.